Oh, that's fine. We knew you were going to be a little late.
You're one of the boys. We had to wait.
Aw.
You know, it's
have
not.
To make sure to order my strap-on.
You don't have one?
Shockingly no, because it's hard to find a harness made for a big plus-sized girl. It's not fucking expensive.
After all of the pegging jokes that we have made at Cosen's expense. Only to find out it wouldn't have been possible in the first place.
I mean, if you want to spend like $300 to get something in my size, I can find the penile equipment.
Just get some duct tape.
No, that hurts.
It's my fucking solution to everything.
That sounds a little bit painful, I'm not going to lie.
Well, afterwards. Alright, so yeah, anyway, I'm just grumpy because my underwear was too tight today.
I'm sorry. Did you find looser ones?
It was laundry day, so I only had the one pair, and yes, as soon as laundry was done, I had a better pair. But yeah, I had my balls squozen when I tried to sit down.
Oh, that's the worst.
It's literally a banana hammock. I never wear it.
It sounds glorious.
Jesus Christ, man. You can't let that be the last pair of underwear you have. You've got to keep a backup pair.
That is the backup pair.
That cannot be the backup pair.
What am I, made of underwear? I'm too lazy to order a pair on Amazon or some shit. I was about to say I'm too lazy to go to Target and buy a pack of underwear. It's like, no, you don't even have to leave the house, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Doc, if you give me your P.O. box, I will order you a pair of good boxer briefs.
What the fuck is the name of that? What's the name of that company that always used to get hyped?
The Undies?
And I haven't heard of that one, but it might be as great. Mack Weldon. That was the guy. They were a hot shit on all podcasts getting advertised for a while, like 4 years ago. He sent me a pair of Mack Weldons.
Mack Weldons were like, I thought they were like actual clothes.
They are, yeah, they're totally actual clothes, but they also have
like
an extensive. They have an expensive underwear, or not expensive, extensive underwear thing. Anyway, I want to get sponsored by Mack Weldons. That's my point here. Mack Weldons, send it. Well, I'll hawk your shit for you if you send me free underwear.
But Mack Weldons is like classy stuff. We will probably be much more likely to get a MeUndies sponsorship.
Mm-hmm.
They give money to anybody.
I mean, come on. Let's aim the bar a little bit higher. Let's go with.
No, MeUndies isn't bad. It's not like it's Raid Shadow Legends.
Yeah.
Or Manscaped.
Hey, manscaping. I got a manscaping kit for Christmas like 2 years ago. Again, every Christmas I get a present and in the mail, and I don't know who it's from. And last year I told you it was the one. It was the special ball cream or something. I posted a picture of it on Discord, and I was like, "Who sent this to me?" So that was, and then the year before it was one of the small kit from Mack Weldons. So somebody's trying to tell me stuff about my junk, and I'm pretty sure it's not Lena's. And Fluffy doesn't know where I live.
So obviously you have to find where the secret webcam is in your bathroom.
I hadn't thought of it. But do I want to find it, or do I want to just start doing more weird stuff in the bathroom?
I mean, depends on if you like what they're sending you, because, I mean, if you do, you leave it alone. If you don't, you hack the stream and turn it into your OnlyFans content.
Still seriously considering starting an OnlyFans page and selling feet pictures.
Hey, it's good money according to my TikTok feed.
Yeah, I totally support you. And Linus didn't actually send me any feed pic. That was just a joke to try and get Zero jealous. It didn't work at all.
Actually, it did. I was actually quite jealous.
All right. Okay. Well, yeah. Anyway, hello everybody. Welcome to the Church of Chonkwij Podcast. My name is What is it this week? Squiddy Daves Jr. And I'm joined by Holden Tudix, Masami, and OmegaConstruct. Holden, any relation to Alan?
No.
Nuts. I was really hoping we could get him on the podcast.
See what you did there.
Are you trying to take a step in the right direction? Maybe get a foot ahead?
Okay, alright, anyway. Starting off the evening on, as we always do whenever something like this happens, the Vangelis, the Chariots of Fire and Blade Runner composer, died at 79 a couple days ago. I rewatched Blade Runner recently, and it was fucking great musical score. And of course, everybody knows the Chariots of Fire theme. It's ingrained. And I thought it was really nice that actually Armin van Buuren, the DJ who just went on to say that Vangelis was one of my heroes and a beautiful person, and I still listen to his albums a lot. So this guy had a big... I don't know if anybody else listened to a lot of Armin van Buuren during their trance phase, but yeah, I did. This guy got around. Actually, a lot of big composers got out and made statements about him, including Austin Wintory, Bear McCreary, and Daniel Pemberton. So there you go.
Yeah, I saw a lot of people. It seems like this was the kind of guy who was well known within his world, but not to the same degree outside of it. But
yes, very much so.
Yeah, definitely has. I've definitely seen a lot of people mentioning him on the internet and elsewhere.
So yeah, he had an amazing career, and yeah, he did. There's a quote here from. I'm never gonna be able to find it. It was one of the again a composer in the Hollywood scene who's well established and been there for a while, saying that Vangelis was one of the people who he broke a barrier with Blade Runner. Nobody had ever made a musical score like that before, tied it to a movie, or contributed to the atmosphere that Blade Runner had as a movie. And so he broke a real barrier there, and a lot of musicians started to follow suit when composing for not just sci-fi, but future movies. A lot of people benefited from his weird way of thinking. So, good guy, survived by a lot of albums. He made a lot of music in his life. There we go.
Truly a great loss.
So yeah. But what's not a great loss is Space Casino. Space Casino is doing very well.
It's maybe coming together a little bit.
Just absolutely fascinated by Kerbal and the design of everything. It really is a mesmerizing game. We should probably move on to another mesmerizing game, just briefly. Here we go. Yeah, an update from Activision Blizzard. The vote to unionize quality assurance employees at Activision Blizzard studio Raven Software has passed. So the National Labor Relations Board counted the ballots, and 19 voted, and 4 and 3 against, making the Game Workers Alliance the second formally recognized video game union in the United States, following a dozen employees, independent game developers of video games. So yeah, good times.
Neat.
They wanted their unionization. They got it.
Nope. Hope it works out well for him.
Me too. Hope this is another positive change for Activision Blizzard. I'm naturally a pessimist. No, I'm a huge optimist, but I think that, yeah, it's just a matter of time before Blizzard fucks it up again.
I mean, that's a very real possibility, but it's also, you know, I don't know, it's not like they have any sort of union agreements that they have to fall back on that Blizzard actually has to honor. So I'll be curious to see just the way that all works out.
All right, but what I'm curious to see is, I know that you have to, in Kerbal, attach a part using, one of those green nodes to another green node. Can you actually just move a part into position and tell it to attach?
No.
Shit, so this is going to be more visual than... It's not actually going to be a ring-connected thing-to-thing.
I mean, it can be. I'm working on it, see what I can work out.
Structural engineering problems.
Question is if I can fit a docking port in there, and I can actually, because I'm going to send these each segment up as there's going to be 4 separate parts.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's a great way around it then.
If it all lines up perfectly.
Can I have several simulations?
Well,
Just to determine- just to make
thing
sure.
is like I'm far enough along in the tech tree where I could just I'm far enough along. Hey, look what I got! It's a big thing.
Oh! Oh, that's
Yeah.
neat. Oh, that's pretty.
I could just put some of that stuff down.
Right, but you didn't really make it yourself.
Yeah, I got 3 things like that, but I don't know. I mean, I'm not entirely liking the way these parts are looking.
It's nuts game. Actually, speaking of nuts,
Nuts!
it's not what you think. Nintendo says transition to its next console is a major focus for us. I think this was you that posted this, Omega, and is this going back to the conversation about how their whole company is basically hardware-based, and that's why a lot of their software gets shorted?
Yeah, I mean, they've trapped themselves down this cycle of like constantly having to innovate in hardware rather than because they gave up on competing in hardware.
Yeah.
So instead of competing, they're forced to innovate, and this is just their cycle that they've picked.
So they've already announced a portion of their software roadmap releasing next spring. They continue to have a large variety of games scheduled to be released, even beyond the 5 years, because the Nintendo Switch has had such a smooth launch. It actually has, comparatively speaking. I believe it was much easier to get your hands on a Nintendo Switch than it was to get your hands on a PS5, for whatever reason.
Absolutely.
Yeah, they were selling consoles like crazy when the Xbox and the PS5 had trouble with their supply. Like everyone was like, "Well, fuck, I'll just go buy a Switch instead."
Wouldn't that be an absolutely fascinating way of overcoming scalpers? Just to plan on releasing huge batches of this shit, way more than you think you could possibly sell, because you're essentially relying on scalpers to purchase up excess, and then there's still enough around for everybody to get one. You don't have to pay for the scalpers. The scalpers are just left sitting there on thousands of units that they can't push. It'd be funny. I don't think it'd actually work that way, but it'd be great if it did.
I mean, they did have a few shortages because everyone decided that since they can't get the other one, they got that one. So it did do some damage, but they had a lot easier time getting their shit back in stock, it seems.
Sure, yeah. There's a number... units. On Tuesday, Nintendo announced that Switch hardware sales of 23.06 million units for its fiscal year ended in March 2022, bringing lifetime sales to 107.6 million units. I guess PS2 holds the record at 155 million units, but still, that's a fuck ton of Nintendo Switches bouncing around out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had a Switch for a while, but then I was just
You were switched off of it?
Well, it just didn't tickle my fancy.
Zero's not a Switch hitter.
No, definitely not.
He doesn't like to switch it up off as often as one might like.
I will say that I do occasionally sit on my hand for a long period of time. That way it feels like a stranger.
Oh, we might be pushing his buttons. Because the Switch has buttons. Anyway, on the other hand, let's see. Looking back on past experiences, generations changed for the Wii and Nintendo SR. We recognize that one of our tasks is ensuring the transition to future generations of hardware as smooth as possible. So yeah, their whole press release here is announcing that their next system is in development. It's going to take years, and they're doing it because they care so much about hardware. Because as Omega pointed out, they got such innovation. But yeah. Is there a new Wii Sports? Oh, Switch
There
Sports.
is.
Never mind. Fuck that. I couldn't read because I'm dirt.
It's okay, Derp.
You herped so hard you dirt.
That was
Wait,
great.
did we already have this conversation yesterday?
We did yesterday, and now I'm just picturing Leetness with one eye in one direction and another eye in the other direction. Not because he is herping a dirt, but he's got to watch video games while he plays video games. It's a demanding task, and we understand. The other one up here, I think, is from you, Masami. Oh, there's a lady on screen right now who's herping her dirt. Starfield and Redfall delayed to 2023. Do you follow these?
I wouldn't say I like wait on bated breath, but I generally like Bethesda games, so when something pops up, I'm like, oh hey, that's cool, that's interesting. Most scuttlebutt I've heard is saying like, hey, yeah, take your time, no one wants a cyberpunk, blah blah blah. So most people aren't too bothered by waiting extra time for them to do whatever the shit it is that they're doing.
I do remember, yeah, we had talked about Starfield, I think, because this article says here that it previously had a release date of November 11th for this year, yeah, and now it's pushed to next year, obviously.
I don't have an article for it or nothing, but Kerbal actually did the same thing recently
with Kerbal 2,
announcing that Kerbal 2 was getting pushed until 2023, and the community was basically like, "Great, make it not suck, please. Thank you. See you later."
I did see. I don't think on Steam you can pre-order Kerbal 2, but you can definitely wishlist it, because I remember I thought about it.
Sounds like they basically said, yep, sounds good, we're going to go back to playing Kerbal 1 with 15 billion mods.
Listen, yeah, this game still holds up.
Yeah.
This game is from 2013, I think, was its first iteration. Shit still holds up. All right, now we're getting somewhere.
Oh, damn. Fuck.
Now we're getting somewhere.
And now briefly over to Holden 2.
What shit are you playing, Zero?
Rainbow Six Extraction.
Tapping into those, high school Fred Durst years, huh?
Yeah. Friend of mine has been wanting me to play it, and Game Pass was $1, and he was like, it's on Game Pass, so
Hey,
it's pretty fun.
So at least you're not paying serious money for it. Good.
Yeah.
When oh shit, first of all, Zero, yeah, did you try Call of the Wild yet? And second of all, when Fred Durst was popular, I'm pretty sure we had Rainbow Six Siege. Wait, no, yeah, wait, no. It was Rainbow. Fuck, what the fuck was it called? It was Rainbow Six. Fuck, I even have the CDs over here. I moved a lot of shit. I don't have the original install CDs right next to me anymore.
Rainbow Six, Vegas, Las Vegas, I think it was.
Yes, okay, that was one of them. Fuck, I will find these. There they are. I found them. Oh. Okay, it was just flat up called Rainbow Six, or Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six, and the second one that I have here is Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Mission Pack Eagle Watch, which was apparently some sort of expansion. These were fucking straight up games. These were the games where you had to do the tactical planning phase before you launched each mission. You had to assign teams, and you could tell them to like go places and stop and shoot and all the rest of that, and you could either take control of one of them and play the game, or you could just watch the AI execute your order. But the AI was, like, really fucking stupid, so usually your guys would die, and it's bad when Ding dies.
Right.
Oh, CDs from 2003. Or 2002. Crazy. I don't remember.
Still have all of my Warcraft collector's editions.
Of course you do. Because
Yes, I do.
I mean, why wouldn't
Because I spent that money, and damn it.
you spent that money and they shipped you a fancy box, and you were going to keep that fancy box so that you can remember about that money you spent?
Oh, no, sir. I did not have them ship it to me. I went to GameStop and picked it up.
Holy shit.
These were the days where you had to physically go and get your copies.
yes, those
Bitch,
olden golden days.
I am 90% sure that I bought these Rainbow Six CDs at a Best Buy. Best Buy had competition for a second. Yeah. No, wait. There was totally a fucking there was a competitor to Best Buy, and I'm not going to remember their name, but it doesn't matter. Back during the electronics store wars, Radio Shack did Circuit City. There we go.
Circuit City, yeah, Circuit City.
Or Circuit City. Radio Shack stayed around for a long time though, because there used to be one at the mall between Massachusetts and New Hampshire, and you could fucking go there and buy breadboards and capacitors and all the shit that you need to actually make a little computer yourself, and it was really neat. It was fun.
I remember those.
I played around with breadboards so that I could make LED lights flash. Or actually, they weren't LED. They were actually tiny little light bulbs back then, I think. And make noises. And I made a radio once. That was kind of cool.
Yeah, I had one of those ones that it was the board with all of the different things on it, and then it gave you instructions on how to build things. I built one that made sounds, and then my mother took the whole thing away. Because I literally sat in the basement one day and just made that thing scream for every bit of an hour.
Pre-internet soundboards. Let's see, not pre-internet, but super modern technology news related. Let's see, AMD's Ryzen 7000 CPUs will break the new 5 gigahertz barrier.
Nice.
And they'll be the first new Ryzen processor that requires a new board. So AM5 sockets are the new sockets, and the new 7000 series will require them. So yeah, after over 5 years, AMD has finally put out a new socket, and you're going to be required to make a new computer if you want one of these processors. But they do look neat, because they are super speedy. There's a diagram. Yeah, so the world's first 5-nanometer PC processor cores. And the fun part about this is that there are 3 chiplets, 2 5-nanometer Zen 4 CPU models, and a brand new 6mm input-output die that has integrated RDNA2 graphics and DDR5 and PCI 5.0 controller built-in support. So yeah, that's it's great. It's a very brand new processor. There's no price on it yet. I'm hoping that because it's AMD, it will be reasonable, because this is fantastic in terms of competition with Intel right now. Thank you whoever posted this. This pleased my jimmies.
Jostled them gently.
Slight bouncing.
That manscaping will help.
Oh, the other thing. Yes, thank you. A good call. Yes, excellent. Please sponsor us, Manscaping. Another guarantee about this, the brand new boards with the AM5 sockets is that they will have at least one PCIe 5.0 NVMe storage slot. Standard. So, yeah,
Nice.
the more boards that standardize NVMe storage is always good in my book. They're fucking fantastic. They are tiny. They are more efficient than any other current memory storage device. And they are super fast. Yeah, I'm looking at if I want to use Windows 11 at all in the next 5 years, then I'm looking at building a new computer.
Mm-hmm.
Which sucks, because there's nothing wrong with this computer. It's fucking banging. Still.
I mean, if it bangs, don't stop it. Just get protection.
She bangs. She bangs.
Thank you for knowing where I was going. Little Ricky Martin for our night.
Whatever happened. I hope that Ricky Martin retired and lives a peaceful life full of happiness and, I don't know, somewhere green. What a delightful gentleman he was.
Right.
No.
Sorry,
Ricky
be quiet.
Martin.
I went and made a Dutch baby, and I was listening.
Ooh. Still making Dutch babies.
Yeah, I had one in the
Really
oven.
Yeah, right. Oh, sweet. Okay, this is actually really cool. So, at the very tail end of this article, it says, you won't have to give away all your AM4 gear if you're upgrading to AM5. AMD designed the new socket and chip to work just fine with existing AM4 CPU coolers. That's cool.
It's nice that they're at least getting the cool, like some backwards compatibility on hardware.
Yeah, almost every Intel chipset requires some sort of different mounting architecture, so that's why whenever you buy a CPU cooler fan or anything like that, it usually has different mounting kits included with it because of that bullshit.
Yeah, one
This
thing
is
that's
nice.
interesting, just an interesting thought I had when you were talking about, because you'll need a new board, you will have to build a new PC for this. My current PC, I swapped out, I upgraded my CPU, and when I did that, my old motherboard was compatible, but it needed a software, a BIOS patch, and it was basically you really need to upgrade, but we'll make it work kind of deal.
Mhm.
So eventually I upgraded and I replaced the motherboard. I still consider it the same computer. At what point is it building a new computer versus upgrading an existing computer? Is it a specific component? Is it a certain percentage of components? What do you think?
If you're building a new computer, I guess if I had to slap a definition on it, I'd say you're getting a new case and you're filling the case up with new stuff. It's got to be pretty total because now that you say it, honestly, I could probably, I don't know about the RAM, but the RAM would probably be okay. I could probably just get a new board and a new CPU and everything else would work just fine.
I mean, when I was at that point, that's what I did. Now I'm at a point where I need new RAM and new GPU, and
Do you need new RAM?
storage wise. Oh yeah, I still have the same RAM that I got when I built this thing.
So it's budget RAM, but what's the is it 2333 megahertz?
2133. It's the slow one.
Okay, I mean you could get a new RAM, I guess.
I need to upgrade my RAM. I mean, I could get more RAM, but they don't make my RAM anymore.
Yeah.
So, if I want to go from 16 to 32, I'll need to buy 32 new anyway. So,
Are you still rocking an ITX board, I want to say? So one of the really small ones is a small form factor.
No, it's the what is it? The micro ATX.
Micro ATX. Okay.
It's like it's not micro is a weird term for it. It's like the 3/4 size board.
Right. Well, yeah. So there's like the big ATX. There's full ATX. There's ATX. There's micro ATX, and there's ITX. ITX is the fucking tiny one.
Yeah, ITX is the tiny one.
Which I always have fun with. That if I was going to build a new computer, this time I would try to build one as small and compact as humanly possible, and just stuff it with NVMe shit. So yeah, I guess to answer your question, putting a new board in with a new processor, yeah, I don't think that's a new computer. That's an upgrade. Because there's nothing wrong with my drives. There's nothing wrong with my GPU. And I'm pretty sure this cooler could... I'm pretty sure I saved the mounting kit for this cooler. I could slap it from, was it 2011 V3 to AM5/AM4. Yeah, I could probably do that.
I believe in you.
It's still just a fun thought. Like, if you swap cases, if you take everything out and put them into a new case, you just upgraded your case.
Right.
But like, if you buy a new case, a new motherboard, and a new CPU, but you use the old
Drive.
GPU, RAM, drives, and power supply, what would you say then? Is that a new computer? Or did you just upgrade 3 parts of it that just happened to be both the external visual identity of the computer as well as the core of it, which is the CPU and motherboard? Does that make it a new computer, but you still have more of the old components than the new one? I don't know, it's a fun thought experiment. I'm just rambling at this point.
Where is the soul of the computer contained? Because we are our brain basically is capable of... Our brain is our CPU. It's capable of performing all the complex calculations and all the rest of that, but our thoughts and our consciousness and everything is just stored on the hard drive. So brain has dual purpose, but computer, it's very separated out. So if you get all new storage and you install all new software, does that effectively make your computer a new person, a new entity? Is that all that you have to do? So you wiped out the brain of a person, and then you put brand new memories into them. Would they be the same person? No, of course not.
Well, that's where fucking Star Trek gets weird, because like,
oh god, reprogram, yeah.
When the transporters, like, they never really address this, or they just sort of hand wave it away like Star Trek loves to do, which is totally valid for science fiction. But like, I'm totally on board with the notion like E = mc squared. You can, using the whatever device, turn a person's body into, or like decode a person's body digitally and convert it to energy and absorb that energy. But like, you then send that code somewhere else, and they use that code to convert energy back into matter. But like, it's not the same matter that you were before the transporter sent you to a new place. It's just a data framework, like a data blueprint of your matter as it was disassembled into energy and then reassembled out of energy. So are you the same person, or every time somebody gets transported in Star Trek, are they fucking dying, and then a clone with identical memories is being created on the other end. I think that's what it fucking is, because like, what else do you call somebody's body dematerializing into energy? That's fucking dead.
That's that's a Romulan disruptor set on high. Anyone here play a game called Soma?
Soma, yay.
It was an indie game from a while ago. I think they explored this topic in this very specific topic over the course of a game, and it was really, really well done. Basically, if that is how it works, imagine if the person. Well, no, basically exactly what you're saying. It's the consciousness is effectively being snuffed out at one point, and also reconstituted at another point. So yeah, there is physical and spiritual death, I guess, on one end, and then birth and real life and all the rest of that on the other. But imagine for a second, because this has also happened in Star Trek, that the the person who gets transported doesn't disappear, and the person who is transported also reappears somewhere else. So both people are left, effectively. Like, it remains on the planet, and they're like, why the fuck didn't I get transported? And then someone else is up on the ship, and they're like, thanks for transporting. So yeah, you can duplicate people.
Well, I mean, you're totally right. That's one of the things that isn't addressed at all in Star Trek, is that a transporter, the only thing that keeps transporters from being the most easy, prolific cloning device in the history of ever is the good-naturedness of people in the future.
Yeah,
not doing that.
It's against our moral philosophies. That's why we don't do it.
Like, there's nothing that.
But you could make yourselves young again.
I mean, there you go.
Ensign
Well, there was
Rowe
that
and
episode. There was that
Keiko.
one episode where they like stored people in transporter stasis.
Yeah, relics. It was Scotty who he turned a transporter into a cyclic redundancy loop, and he just kept on energizing and pattern storing himself over and over and over again for like 500 years, and it totally worked.
Yeah. Blah blah blah. But you know what else that you could use is a fucking hard drive.
But you have to keep the data fresh. That was actually the excuse. It's like if the pattern stays in the buffer for too long.
No, I feel like the cyclical shit would like degrade it over time, because you're taking a copy of a copy of a copy of a copy. That's like the cloning dilemma.
Yeah, which would, but on the so I would think about it this way. If you're by the way, good night everybody who stopped listening 10 minutes ago because Star Trek, fuck off. If you're talking about preserving data on a hard drive, what you actually want to do is you want to keep on reading and writing that data to different sectors of the hard drive, because as the hard drive degrades, which it always will, no matter what, even if it's NVMe these days, it will all degrade after years. It has self-detection, so it starts shutting off sectors that are corrupted. If there was still data there, then it would be gone. But as long as you're copying data from one point to another constantly, then the data is always being kept fresh, and errors are constantly being discovered when they happen so that the data can be preserved. And then if you have a RAID array, then you have an enormous amount of redundancy and space to keep on doing this process over and over and over again. Of course, after a while, it wouldn't work because the NVMe drives just all die. No matter what hard drive architecture that you use this day, hard disk drive, SSD, or NVMe, they all wear out like a record. But interesting, it is transporter, fucking magic device, fucking Deus Ex Machina device in so many ways, and yeah, they don't utilize a lot of its functions because principles. That's how grown up and mature humanity is in Next Generation. Fucking Discovery.
Well, I mean, just because this is now a Star Trek podcast, if you guys don't like it, you can kiss my ass. Remember what we were talking about last time we went on our long, rambling Star Trek discussion, which is that, transporters have so many, this is just one of the undiscussed implications of transporters. Transporters are without a doubt the single best technology in Star Trek. Not the phasers, not the photon torpedoes, not any of the weapons or the warp drive or any of that shit. No, the transporters. Think about the medical applications.
Replicators.
Think about the medical applications. Any cancerous, the transporters already have biofilters in them. So they will scan out any, like they will remove any
Harmful or
pathogens
anomalous
or,
substances.
You know, anything that doesn't belong there, they will remove it when you get transported. So when you think about it, like going to the doctor for a cold will literally be you walking through a transporter, and it'll remove all of the virus. It'll just be gone. Say you got cancer. Nope. It'll be a narrow band, like super narrow beam transporter they'll use their crazy little medical tricorner scanners to find the exact cells, the borders where the cancer starts, and they'll use a little fucking pinhole-sized beam of a transporter to just zap it right out. Fucking abortion? Just turn that little fetus right into energy, and it never happened.
So there was actually one use of a transporter that I thought, why the fuck hasn't... It was on Voyager, actually, and when I saw this in the episode, suddenly all these memories came flooding back to me from my years of watching Star Trek previous to this, and I'm like, why the fuck isn't this done all the fucking time? And it was when Janeway was basically performing a heist on a Borg probe. One of those little shoebox-shaped Borg ships, and she she surprised the ship, she took out their shields, she tried to transport a transwarp coil off, and at the same time transported a photon torpedo rigged to blow in 5 seconds right into the middle of the ship. Ship doesn't have shields. You can transport in and out. So why the fuck don't people... And it went off, and the whole fucking Borg ship just blew up from the inside because, it's armored from the outside. It's not meant to withstand something like that. Why, in God's name, doesn't everybody use a tactic like that? Beam fucking bombs on ships. That's how you take out a Romulan bird of prey that's like 5 times the size of the Enterprise. You just get their shields down for a second.
Yeah, that was a great point that you found. Like, they use these energy weapons and constantly doing that. And they say like, oh, hey, their shields are down. Now we can actually damage them with our energy weapons. Or it's like, oh, hey, their shields are down. Let's beam a 10 megaton nuke into their engine core.
Fuck yes. But there's got to be some convention, right? There must have been some war convention where they're just like, this is inhumane. It's whatever Star Trek's equivalent to the Geneva Convention is. This is inhumane and we can't do it.
Yeah, but like, enough about the races in Star Trek.
Yeah, the Breen would fucking be doing this all the time. The Cardassians would be doing this all the time. The Romulans would have no problem doing this whatsoever.
That have proven to have no morals, no scruples when it comes to war. So many assholes out there that the Federation is constantly at war with. So, like, I don't know. I believe it.
Why aren't the Dominion more like war criminals? Like, they seriously play on an even keel almost the entire Dominion War, with some exception. But they could have been so much fucking more brutal. Their only concern is winning, and they don't care about solid. I don't know, yeah. Transport technology could definitely be used for a myriad of purposes, and they're so fucking OP. We need transport technology. Anyway, I don't know if you die or not when you're transported, who knows? But I do know that McCoy is fucking terrified of them.
Yeah, that's my pet theory. Transporters are death.
I think Dr. McCoy is of the same opinion as you because he flat out fucking refuses to use transporters for so goddamn long, and the first time he uses one, he's so upset about it.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway. Y'all done with Rainbow Six?
If we have this medical technology, then we don't have to worry about things like, monkeypox.
If we could just beam people through.
I'm sorry.
That's true.
I'm sorry.
It's fucking true. Yeah, monkeypox is everywhere. I thought it was really funny. Our strategic vaccine deposit or something said that they were going to release some monkeypox vaccine for people. Didn't know that we had that, but, probably a reason for that. Monkeypox, for anybody who doesn't know, is basically the same thing as anthrax. It's the simian form of anthrax.
No, it's smallpox.
Oh, smallpox. Sorry. Yeah, I got that fucking messed up. It's not near. It doesn't spread as well, anywhere near as well as smallpox does. So that's why it's not weaponized and why it's not famous in the movies. Because it's like smallpox, just not as good.
It's apparently not even that, like, bad of an illness.
No, the mortality rate on it is not as bad as smallpox either. But still, it's not a fun thing to get. I don't wish that on anybody. And I have no idea how this even fucking started. Did somebody fuck a monkey again?
No, there was apparently there was something that happened, and it apparently, and this was just what I've heard, so consider this with a huge grain of salt. There was some type of alternative lifestyle festival over in Ireland or somewhere over there that this originated at. And it's like just spread out.
I just briefly did a Google search for monkeypox patient 0. Have you heard about monkeypox? Oh, the Atlantic. Go away. People are getting sick. Yeah, the WHO and the CDC are both focusing on, I guess, populations at risk currently based on the latest cases, so they're probably not terribly interested in publicizing where it came from as opposed to where it is now and what people can do about it, because people are so simple. I'm so simple. my brain's so simple. Why do transporter rooms even exist if you have site-to-site transporters, right?
Yeah, this is something else that I think we discussed. Like, what's the point? If you can go from point A to point B, why isn't it just all done in computer hardware? Why do
because
you
they need someplace to stick O'Brien all day so he doesn't get underfoot.
Yeah, poor guy. That's really all it is. They just gotta do something with Chief O'Brien. Just give him a special room somewhere. Jesus Christ.
Chief O'Brien at work is still fucking great. Poor guy.
Yes, clearly he hasn't been transported by anything.
No, he's not. Yeah. That's
I'm sure things will materialize for him soon.
There it is.
Hell.
That actually was not bad.
That was pretty good, Zero. I'm proud of you.
I'm not even a Star Trek fan. Take that, you so-and-sos. I don't know where the fuck I was going with that whole thing, but
that was so authoritative and polite.
The Southern in him got the better of him.
Oh, man.
Oh, bless their hearts. Sorry.
You're the reason why I say that.
You know what? If you use that with anybody in your current predicament, I want it recorded so that I can see the expressions on their faces.
Nobody fucking knows what it is up here. You were very right. It's extremely a Southern thing. Like people hear it up here.
Yeah.
They identify it as a Southern thing, but they don't understand the connotation of it clearly.
Yeah. No, it is essentially a giant fuck you.
It's the most polite fuck you in our entire vernacular.
And leaving up to the Southerners to come up with a polite way to say fuck you.
Are there components on here that are going to make this thing spin?
I'm trying to figure out if these will spin or if they just will, like, move, snap to angles, or if they'll spin perpetually.
Mm.
Because he's just like, I can just tell him to rotate.
Just put rotate on.
Ooh,
max at
Thor
360.
Love and Thunder.
Oh god, yeah, there's more, what do I want to say here? It's completely the storyline is completely discombobulated at this point because it's over, we know how it ends. But we get more Doctor Strange and more Thor. Fantastic.
Well, the Thor story has so many fucking ways it can go, and they're actually following the comic book at this point.
Don't care. Don't read comic books.
I do, because I'm a
know.
nerd.
We're aware.
We know. It's totally fine.
We love you anyway.
There was actually... Oh, no, there wasn't. Never mind. Someone finally just got around to watching Arrival. And they were asking me, did you think that was a good movie? And I was like, yes. Yes, I did think that was a good movie. I do not know of any good movies that are coming out recently, though. I haven't looked because I've been working, and obviously we've all been busy. Took a couple weeks off the podcast. That was nice. Felt good. And now I'm fucking reinvigorated with goddamn Kerbal. Oh, that's perfect! Look, it just sort of sits there. Cool.
Will it just stop after one time around? Bouncy.
The wiggle is good. Everybody wants the wiggle.
Physics gets weird when you time warp.
Let's do the time warp again.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I just watched the trailer. Oh wow, apparently you get to see Chris Hemsworth naked in this movie.
If you want to see Chris Hemsworth naked, we have the internet, we can...
I know, but I'm saying in the trailer there's a spot where Zeus flicks off his robes and he's just bare ass. Anyway,
I'm sure that there is a good and completely necessary reason for that scene.
Oh,
It stopped.
Absolutely.
Stopped it.
And not meant to draw women into the theater to put up with their very excited significant other who wants to see it.
Right.
But,
exactly.
Christian Bale, Gore the God Killer or the God Butcher, is actually looks fairly decent.
I mean, it's Christian Bale. He's gonna knock the part, or yeah, he's gonna knock whatever he does out of the park. Remember, Masami, speaking of completely necessary scenes in movies, because we were just talking about Star Trek, do you remember Star Trek Into Darkness at all? You remember that completely necessary scene where Alice Eve is in her bikini underwear? It's a great scene, completely necessary. There's no way that they just sort of shoehorned it in there after the fact.
Yeah, no.
To draw adolescent boys.
It was completely unfucking necessary. I mean, like, myself as a bisexual woman appreciated the visuals, no doubt, but...
Sure, but we have the internet for that.
Yes. Yes.
It's like, oh, remember Alice Eve? Yeah, she's smoking hot. It's like, I know! What does this have to do with transporters and warp drives?
Did the teleporter just take her clothes? Leave her underwear behind?
Another thing that you could do with transporters is practical jokes. Like, Data walks onto the bridge in his underwear. Good one, Chief O'Brien.
Oh, God.
Well,
and when they ask him where
that's the reason that they don't have... You never see a toilet on the Enterprise? They can just transport your poop right out of your intestines.
I was going to ask you this the other day, but I think I've asked it already, is do you think that they have toilet paper on the Enterprise? And I was expecting us to get into a conversation about the clamshells.
Yep, 3 seashells.
Yeah.
I
like the transporter idea better, and obviously Star Trek fans have thought of this before, as evidenced in the Family Guy episode where Brian and Stewie are walking around and Brian's like, I gotta poop. And Stewie's just like, 1 poop removal, please. And it gets transported out of him. Like, okay. Yeah, yep. Totally. So what, does it spins all the way 360 and then it stops?
I can tell it to spin multiple times. So, I'll just queue up like a bunch of rotations, and it'll spin for a while.
We have gravity for the next 999999999 units. I don't know what unit of time Kerbins use. Especially in space. Space-time is definitely different than planet time. Star Trek taught me that. Alright, I like it. It's bulbous.
I like it, Picasso.
Like it, Picasso.
Somebody pings me. How dare they?
Yep.
Oh, it was you.
Nope. Yeah, it was me, you bastard.
Gatorades. Oh.
I figured you'd get a kick out of that one.
A local man was seriously paralyzed after eating 413 chicken nuggets.
So the limit is 412.
How do you get paralyzed from that shit? I mean, do you just go into like a food? No, it would say, goes into coma. I don't understand that.
I'm assuming there was mercury in the chicken nuggets because those are McDonald's chicken nuggets.
Oh,
There's been some in there.
It's hard to tell what's in there.
it's the pink paste, and I love it. Still love that.
I much
fucking
prefer
video.
Chick-fil-A chicken nuggets.
I'm not much of a nugget guy. I prefer a good sandwich.
I like boneless chicken wings, aka large chicken nuggets.
What
haven't
about
watched it.
strips? Do you like stripping?
Please say.
I mean, yes, absolutely. In fact, I'm sitting here naked right now.
Good.
See, that's the glorious thing about it is that you don't even need to for your OnlyFans account. You don't need to show your whole self naked. You just need to say that you're sitting here naked, looking at your feet, and take a picture of your feet.
Yep.
It's all about
You're-
painting a picture, even if it's not real.
Your channel is gonna fucking go places, man.
Oh no, somebody named the high humidity storage unit vegetable hospice. What the fuck? That's brilliant. Ugh.
Oh man.
Oh god, I love it. I love people.
Do you really? Do you really?
No, I really don't. I mean, I love you guys in a completely
Oh, Zero, you posted.
non-homosexual way.
No, you can. It's fine. We're homo. You posted this. What is Fisto, and where can I buy it in cream form?
Fisto was a character in Fallout New Vegas.
Was he a robot?
Yes, he is.
Okay. The way that was spelled, I'm like, that's got to be a robotic designation.
His name is Fisto Roboto.
Fisto Roboto.
Because nobody else watched the episode of Archer. That's fine. He's a fully automated sex machine, and he's learning. Yeah, I gotta up my shit posting game because Fluffy's beating me. Which is not saying much, alright? I realize nobody can really beat Fluffy at the shit posting game, but they can at least keep up.
I let him shit post, and then I just make sure to get in good shots every once in a while.
There you go.
No, I refuse.
What?
That's not fucking true.
Oh.
Bitches have been slicing bread for millennia. I refuse to believe that sliced bread was invented in 1928.
I mean, it's on the internet, so therefore it must be true.
Drinking bleach to cure COVID is also on the internet.
Excuse me, what?
Not on the internet. It's in a press conference from the president.
So yeah, it's in a press conference from the president, and it's transcribed and quoted on the internet. Therefore,
It must be true.
double verification, essentially. It's on the internet, and the president said it. Alright, now what the fuck is the rest of this? Because I'm trying to catch up with all this before we sign out.
At the premiere of Top Gun Maverick, Tom
Oh.
Cruise said that he is so obsessed with the theatrical experience that he goes to every movie that comes out in theaters and wears a cap to stay incognito. Are you fucking kidding me? A cap, Tom? A cap? I don't think that I don't think that's gonna help you blend in, you crazy,
It's
psychopathic, Scientologist believing ass clown. Jesus fuck. He can't be that stupid. He just can't be. He can't be. It's not possible. I refuse to believe that Tom Cruise is that dumb. Crazy, yes. Dumb, I don't think so.
Tell us how you really feel.
I fucking hate Tom Cruise.
We couldn't tell. Good God.
Man was standing
Lord.
in front of me, and I had a choice between punching Tom Cruise in the face and cutting my own dick off. I would punch Tom Cruise in the fucking face twice, and then cut my own dick off just to spite myself.
Well, there you have it.
Sounds like you just want to cut your dick off.
I mean, there's not much to lose if we're being 100% honest, but
It wouldn't make a drastic difference in his weight
No.
loss plan.
it really would not.
I don't understand how a hat could hide that big old patented Tom Cruise smile. Everyone knows the one I'm talking about.
Yeah, the one where he looks like he's hiding from his gay thoughts. Also, the reason why Tom Cruise runs in every single one of his fucking movies.
That's a Family Guy bit.
Yes, it is. And you know what? I refuse to believe that it's false.
Oh, the poor guy. No, I don't mean that. I actually don't mean
You
that.
don't.
Oh.
No, you don't. Nobody likes Tom Cruise. I don't even think
Look.
Tom Cruise likes Tom Cruise.
Oh no, he definitely does. He's the biggest fan of himself. I imagine that he's very proud of all the work that he's done and the many accomplishments and accolades that have been given to him over the course of his life and career. And he's not even that bad of an actor either, honestly. It's just that he's unfortunately one of those people where whenever he's in a movie, I am very aware that I am watching Tom Cruise act. It's like Leonardo DiCaprio. I am very aware every movie that is in, that I am watching Leonardo DiCaprio act. It's not bad. It's just impossible for me to imagine him as anyone else.
Speaking of movies, have you seen the Nick Cage movie yet?
No, I haven't. It's still on my list. You know what? I've got how much... Hold on a second here. I need to see how much alcohol I have.
Oh my god.
That's amazing.
Here's the problem I have with Tom Cruise, okay? And one of the many problems I have with fucking Scientology. They gave the man a dinner plate as a fucking medal, and they called it the Medal of Valor. Fuck off.
Well, Zero, but in the same vein there, because I love playing devil's advocate and arguing against things that I agree with, what if I gave you a dinner plate sized gold medal and it was actually made of gold and it had, like your name inscribed on it, and I called it the posthumous Chonkwij Award of Chonkiness?
I would completely thank you for that award, and then I would melt that bitch down for the money that it's worth.
All right, well, your Christmas present's going to be made out of dirt. Some form of clay.
Well, at least it'll be antique.
Exactly.
Oh.
I don't care about gold. It's
It's the spirit of the award. It's the spirit of the crazy Scientologists wanted to impress upon Tom Cruise that he was the face of their church, the most adored face of their church, and he was getting his message out there, and he was recruiting for Scientology and educating the rest of the world about why L. Ron Hubbard was completely right about aliens sucking themselves to us, spiritually and ethereally, and draining out all of our positive energy and filling us with negative thoughts so that the evil Lord Xenu could rule over the galaxy because for some reason the two are connected. I have no idea why.
We're going to be getting letters. We're going to be getting letters from Scientology.
Yeah, great. Yeah, we're that fucking important. They really give a shit. They'd probably just be like, he was just talking. By the way, I have alcohol. I've got at least 2 bottles of vodka, so I can watch that Nick Cage movie at some point this week. They'll just point to that and be like, look, he's an alcoholic. Obviously, he's the fuck do they call us?
Berated.
OTs or something.
No.
No, we're not operational Phaeton.
People.
Suppressives. Yeah, he's obviously he's a suppressive, and he's let's see, alcohol and I play video games. There, I'm a degenerate. Oh, I go to 4chan B like once a week. I go to 4chan B. There you go. I am a fucking degenerate.
It's one of those things where it's like, okay, you drink a little, fine, okay, whatever. The Scientologists drink, but then it's like, okay, they wanted to make sure that Tom Cruise knew he was the face. Yeah, because Kirstie fucking Alley sure as shit isn't, and neither is Danny fucking Masterson.
Oh, and also John Travolta got himself into a little bit of trouble there because, you're not supposed to be gay if you're a Scientologist. Apparently there's something wrong with homosexuality in Scientology. Still not quite clear on that one, though.
It's aberrated, based off of what L. Ron Hubbard said, because, the man who wrote more science fiction novels than any human being in history
He also
needs to be trusted.
He also tooled around on a yacht with a lot of shirtless boys.
You evade fucking tax law.
No, I know why he was doing it. I'm just saying that he didn't have to do it with a lot of shirtless boys.
I mean, factual statement. He was
also like horrifically racist.
Also, yes. I believe he wrote on that touched on that in several.
How many people of color do you see in Scientology? Not many.
Hey, Forrest Whitaker was in Battlefield Earth.
Fucking Will Smith, Jada Smith are Scientology.
So is, I think, Isaac Hayes is as well.
Yes, you're right, Chef. Yeah, that is why he
left. Couldn't handle being made fun of.
I actually don't know whether or not Forrest Whitaker is a Scientologist or not. All I know is that he was in Battlefield Earth.
Yes, Patrick Swayze was, and Forrest Whitaker is.
I just found that, yeah, pop culture.
Yep, 31 celebrities.
John Conaway and Forrest Whitaker and Patrick Swayze. Aw. Well, it's America. People are free to believe what they want to, and the Church of Scientology is apparently clever enough to get into real estate fraud and tax evasion, and also they have some prison camps out in California. Oh, it's all fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. The evolution of Space Casino this evening has been truly impressive, though.
Okay, so here it is. Patrick Swayze and Forrest Whitaker, while they have been turned to Scientology recruits by Travolta, they never followed through and adopted the practices as full-fledged members.
Oh, okay. All right. It's a nice little, yeah, thanks for inviting me, and then don't really come to the parties. It's like, oh, I've got a thing. Yeah, we're having a party tomorrow. I can't go. I'm sick. I will be sick tomorrow.
You're not sick now.
For some reason, the mouse on my other computer is just hovered over the Maya He kid. So I'm just watching that out the corner of my eye. And directly below it is an image of Tom Cruise being awarded the Scientologist Medal of Posthumous Valorous Horrible Cheese. And he looks annoyed at the Maya He kid.
Maya He, Maya Who, Maya Ha Ha.
Is there still a website up? Because that kid actually made his own website with the video in it, and he was just like, if anybody understands or knows, has any information about how this got onto the internet, please email me at the following address.
I mean, it's still up on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. God, that kid's fantastic. Still love him after all these years. Alright. Well, anyway. We can probably wrap the podcast up. But, yeah, I'm sticking around for a little while. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for coming along. Thank you to, our... How many is it? 15! Bots watching us on Twitch.
Nice.
Millions and millions.
You're probably people. Sorry. Unless you're bots, in which case, fuck you. So yeah, we'll be back same time, same next week. Until then, penis, fuck Putin.
Fuck Putin.
Putin.
Yeah, fuck him.